Hello. Bruh, I crack myself up. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the movement. And so, as the supernova, the star, it dies out to into that supernova, into the black hole. There's like electricity sparks. And there can be like these little like pulses of like anger and just like and so whatever that is whatever that is for you um it's like flashes. So the way that I'm gonna phrase this may not be like scientifically to the book, word per word, exactly correct. And there's, if that is so, there is a purpose to that. However, the star kind of dying out into the supernova, there is two ways that could go. If the supernova is within the horizon of the black hole will swallow it up. And yes, I do think it's funny that I was like, I don't know star science, but I do research the things that I need to. So, if the supernova is outside of the event horizon, the black hole, the darkness, cannot fully cover the light. The supernova then becomes impenetrable, impokable, invocable, whatevers. But as the star is dying out, as you are kind of reaching the transformative point of the supernova, there's gonna be like those little like sparks, the like electricity sparks, and that may resonate in the form of flashes of like anger or just like just quick little hits. And that's going to be flashes, pieces of the versions of you that you no longer see fit or you're refreshing. It's just kind of like boop, 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 boop. And this specifically, I know now is the correct time to bring about this message, because as I was putting together the different pieces of knowledge, at a certain point, it'll remind me of a dream. So the dream that this message reminds me of is a dream where I was on like a medical, like a morgue medical, like metal thingy, hooked up to like some IV looking machines. And there was two of me. So there was the one laying on the table, and then there was me with the little camera set up. And me and I were doing a little experiment, and basically I electrocuted myself on stream or whatever I was doing. And the body like I was alive. I was like, both versions of me were alive and like, well, they were all functioning, they were all there during this incident in the dream realm. This isn't real, obviously, but I was burnt to a crisp. I looked like I was burnt. And all that the other version of me could do was like look at the camera like, cause like that's crazy. That was a crazy experience. And I held my own hand. I held my own hand. The flesh was, but I interpreted it as, at the time, basically publicly posting my healing, spiritual journey, whatever. The people that I meet along the way, like, to die in front of the camera. But like be alive, like to die to live. Die to live. The way that I died within the dream, like there was no revive. There's no reviving that burnt, electrocuted version of myself. So if surviving the supernova outside of the event horizon to where the darkness of the black hole cannot drown out the light of the supernova, that the end, the surviving of the supernova, the matching of the supernova will be the birth of a new sun. And initially I meant like the sun, like the actual sun, but maybe somebody is going to be having another son. Before this, it's like I had the message of what the final the supernova event will be. But as I'm looking at this card specifically, trying to put it into words to kind of just like hint towards the next, I am unable. It's like a triceratop strain from the group, and then a T-Rex comes out of nowhere. The pack protects. Can be translated into people protecting. Who are your triceratopses? Who are your T-Rexes? You don't have to pick a side of the T-Rex or the Triceratops. They both have incredible survival qualities. But it's important to just recognize them and know who they are. And know who you are. If you give a gecko a cookie, how long will the gecko be there to eat the cookie? Oh my god, that's so funny. A wild animal can only become your pet if you don't try to control it. And also, you shouldn't compare people to wild animals. That's not nice. And calling a girl a wild horse that you're trying to tame isn't cute. No ever call my horse one camel. No ever call my camel one horse, brah. That camel. Reliable. Reliable camels. Darkness not being able to drown out the light. Electricity. And maybe a little bit more resurrection than revival. So, interestingly enough, my first major arcana deck made by a beautiful artist, I'm missing the sun card. I either lost it or never ever received it, and I'm leaning more towards never ever, like, just... And I used it to my power in the sense of, okay, well, there's every reading I do is a sun card reading. In my sister's little deck, I pulled this card, or this card pulled me, and within the thing, there is no... It's not in this book. I had to look it up. I had to scroll through a PDF version of the guidebook on some random website. And do you know what this card represents? It represents faith. BoomShakaLaka. I don't know.